Welcome to this UGC lecture series on laser applications and Swayam portal. This particular episode or talk will be focused mostly on cancer therapy and also laser surgery. These are most commonly respected treatment modalities throughout the world. As I have been telling you, laser had become the fourth dimension in cancer management. Why? We employ laser for detection of cancer, therapy of cancer, surgery of cancer, and also after surgery there would be always some kind of recuperation. There may be need for certain recuperation. At those times, we can use laser, low level laser therapy for very quick recovery by biostimulation. All the four aspects of hospital need are taken care of by lasers. I have just discussed about the laser detection of cancer by the spectral analysis of blood component I had touched upon. Now, let us go to the next important, because each domain needs a lot of hours to elaborate. The purpose of this particular kind of talks or lecture is introduce to you the essential features. If you feel very much inspired by a particular topic, once you got stimulated by the particular topic, you can go to net and you have plenty of literature to browse and improve your horizon of knowledge in that particular domain. Coming back to this one, in cancer therapy, how laser is employed is I can easily show with an example like this. Imagine somebody has got a growth. If you look at this very carefully, this particular person on the left side, there is a small growth of cancer very close to the bottom row of teeth. You can carefully look at it. There are certain kind of growth, unwanted growth, unexpected growth. Now, when you shine with an ultraviolet light or a blue light on the tissue, that particular tissue will show a distinct reddish coloration. That is due to excess abnormal accumulation of porphyrin wherever tumor is there. This has become a technique used throughout the world for early detection of tissue of oral cancer or many other cancer also. Particularly, it has a great use in brain cancer. Why I mention this particular point is this: brain is a very soft and very sensitive and a very valuable part of the human body. There are so many tissue growth, so many abnormalities in the brain soft matter, and it may be a cancer or it may be a benign tumor or it may be some fibrosis, some abnormality. Now, how do you know? How to know whether it is a cancer or not? All that you have to do is drill a small hole and send an optical fiber, send this kind of ultraviolet laser or a blue laser, violet laser. If the tip of the violet optical fiber containing violet laser reaches the tissue and shine on it, if it shows a distinct coloration of red coloration, this is most likely a cancer tissue. Then in the same optical fiber, there will be a small method of scooping out a small tissue, just to pick out a small tissue, that is called biopsy. Take the tissue back, put it under the microscope, check whether it is a tumor or not. Then once it is confirmed, the next step is to use therapy or surgery, whatever it is. That is next step. Now, here is an example where laser or the so called photodynamic therapy has been employed for oral cancer. The left side, a person has a tumor, small growth. Then next step, you add certain quantity of porphyrin. These are available, hematoporphyrin is available. Just take a topical application of this one on it, leave it for an hour. Then after some time, in fact, in principle what is being done is, this particular porphyrin is easily available ALA. ALA is a eatable chemical. Then the patients are asked to take an orange juice in which is mixed with a certain quantity of ALA. That ALA will enter into the body, gets metabolized and convert into porphyrin, and wherever the tumor is there, it will go and get accumulated. Step. Then after 48 hours, if the patient comes back or if the person comes back, and if we examine the mouth where there is a suspected lesion, if you shine with the ultraviolet light or a blue light, wherever there is a tumor, the porphyrin accumulation will stay there beyond 48 hours. That means that particular region is an indication of cancerous growth. That is a step 1. Second step, shine with the laser. After adding a little more of porphyrin, directly make a topical application of porphyrin wherever the tumor is suspected. You can take a bit more also, there is nothing wrong. If you shine with the laser, the photon from the laser plus the chemical, the porphyrin in the chemical that we have made a topical application, both put together will produce a specific chemical reaction that is called photodynamic reaction or a photochemical cytotoxic reaction. How I can show you by this graph, by this figure. These are the energy levels. The molecular spectroscopist will immediately understand this one. These are the energy levels of any molecule. Particularly, let us focus on the so-called porphyrin molecule. It is a very complex molecule. It has got electronic energy level S0, S1, then T1. These are the 3 important electronic energy level. Since it is a molecule, each electronic energy level is accompanied by a set of vibrational and rotation level. The rotation levels have not been shown, only the vibration levels are shown here. Then all that you need to know is only this much. Then what happens is, when you shine a laser, the biomolecule porphyrin will get excited from S0 to S1. Then from there, it will not go down to the ground state because S1 to S0 is forbidden by transition. It will get transferred to T1 level by inter-system crossing, that is represented by KST, that is the rate of molecule getting transferred from S1 to T1. That is what it means represent. In T1, this particular porphyrin molecule will stay there for few minutes, not for few nanosecond or millisecond. It will stay there for few minutes. Under that condition, suppose you shine with laser, what would happen is, you have oxygen inside the body. The oxygen inside the body would react with the porphyrin level at T1 level, then they will collide. This oxygen under ordinary condition itself is reactive, but when it gets excited, from T1 to S1 point, S1, because of the energy transfer from T1 of porphyrin to oxygen, this becomes an excited oxygen, or this is what we call singlet oxygen. The singlet oxygen, or it can produce photoradical also. Radical means that particular you will have ion of molecule also. Both put together will make intense reaction. Because of the intense oxidation, the cells around this porphyrin will be killed. This is called photodynamic activity. This is very specific because the cells are abnormal cells, all other part of the cells are normal cells. They would not like any of the porphyrin or ALA to accumulate on the human body for a longer time than the necessary. Usually in 24 hours the body would excrete out all the ALA or porphyrin, but the tumor cells are autonomous cells. They do not have the rule, they do not follow the rules of the normal cells. So, since they disobey, they keep holding back, or they are not ignorant of getting rid of the porphyrin around it. So, porphyrin will specifically accumulate only wherever the tumor is there. Now, you have shined with the laser because of the reaction of excited state porphyrin, which is specifically attached to the tumor and producing singlet oxygen, tumor cell will get killed. This is the best example of photodynamic activity, where only cancer cells will be dead, all other cells will be left intact. This is the way the whole cancer therapy works. This has been a very great use, particularly for most of the skin cancers or any kind of superficial cancers. This is very good. This will not be really good for any thick cancer like a lung cancer, like a breast cancer or lung cancer or a stomach cancer, and all thick one. For all of them, this particular technique will not work for the simple reason laser cannot penetrate beyond 1 or 2 millimeter. If the cancer tissue is about this thick, laser will be able to get rid of the cancer only in the top part, inner part it cannot penetrate. So, on the other hand, other extreme, for a skin cancer, it is just few micron or maximum 1 or 2 millimeter. This kind of skin cancer are fortunately very rare in Indian environment, because we are all black people or brown people. We have a skin coloration called skin chemical is called melanin, which is capable of protecting us from this particular skin cancer. On the other hand, for people who are living in Australia or Canada or in those countries, the so-called white skin has no melanin, and wherever the sunlight is very high, sunlight contains a lot of ultraviolet, it produces cancer, particularly skin cancer, which is very superficial, which is not a very aggressive cancer, only 1 or 2, mostly it is not aggressive. Because of this one spread out, this kind of photodynamic therapy employing laser is the best used there. It is excellent there. It cannot be used for breast cancer or a lung cancer. Lung cancer, on the other hand, it can be used as an adjunct with other type of treatment. For example, imagine somebody has got a breast cancer. Conventional method is first detect where it is, where is the location, what is the depth, what is all those things. First a diagnosis well done, then people would immediately say go for a surgery, remove as much tissue as possible so that there is no spread out at all. Then go for radiotherapy. Then advantage of radiotherapy is whatever is left out inside could be killed. then see whether there is any possibility for recurrence or anything. Or additionally, people will say try to have a little of chemotherapy. After all this one, you can add laser therapy to just pass through, go as deep as possible, remove the residual cancer, leftover cancer cells. That is where it can be of some help. So, all these put together gives a much better cancer management. I would stop at this one. This is the one which is being practiced throughout the world, particularly in the Western countries. Okay, let us go to the next important one. This one represents the kind of lasers best is suited for photodynamic therapy. The most common is CW rhodamin B laser, which is obtainable by argon ion laser or KTP pumped. This is another type of laser. These kind of lasers are available in the market, people can use it. Another one is the so called gold vapor laser, which directly produces a laser at 630 nanometer. It is a pulsed, average power is about 2 watt. All these put together do excellent photodynamic therapy. Out of this, why people have chosen 630 nanometer is at this particular wavelength, the penetration of laser deeper into the tissue is very good. So, you could reach as deep as possible and do the combined reaction of light and chemical. Okay. I would now go on to the next important thing, laser surgery. This is something totally different, it has nothing to do with the laser. Suppose somebody has certain problem, then laser surgery is very much appreciated for removal of tissues in certain part of the body, because the laser surgery is very precise. Particularly imagine a tumor surgery on the brain or any other surgery in the brain. You know, every millimeter of the brain is very valuable. Under that condition, if you want to have a precision surgery on a particular tissue without affecting any part of the tissue, laser surgery is the best. Next one, the advantage is, since you are not using any knife, any scalpel, the infection due to mishandling, or there will be always residual some infection in the knife. Such infection or bacterial infection in the tools by the laser is not possible, because laser is a light. None of the bacteria or virus will ever get attached to the light. So, for infection free surgery, not in all occasions, wherever it is required, laser surgery is very good. Because of this one, the cure rate also is fast, the operation time also is very good. All these put together make laser surgery is a very important third or the fourth dimension. I would touch upon another important advantage. Since laser can penetrate only up to maximum 1 or 2 millimeter, the doctors, particularly cosmetologists, choose this kind of laser for improved appearance or beautification of women, for example. How? It is like this: big fat stomach, for example, laser can be very easily used. What it is in? This is called a laser fat removal. I mean, they just cut open up the stomach, remove the fat, and then once the fat is removed, they put the two tissues together and seal it. Then the fat, the big stomach, becomes a thin stomach, a small stomach. All these medical, similarly, for example, after a certain age, you will have certain kind of hanging tissues around the eye, around the cheek. All this could be made taut by laser. How it is done? Just use certain type of laser, just remove the liquid wherever is liquid, then just to pull it up, do some sealing, again laser surgery, seal it, and then the muscle will become taut. One such thing I have shown for a breast surgery for women. This has become very successful. This is called mammoplasty, employing laser. This is another interesting thing. Left side is a woman before surgery, right side is the same woman after surgery, because the muscles have become made taut, eye, cheek, everywhere. All these things are left to the cosmetologist to do magic on every woman. So, every old woman become young woman, every dark woman can become a brown woman, every brown woman can become a white woman. All these magics are possible these days. Among the so many applications in the laser, I would say it is in the field of medicine. Lasers have become very, very important tool. In every small town you will have some kind of laser or another. One of the very interesting examples of laser which I always want to show is, for want of time I am just rushing through, this is called the diabetic wound healing. Maybe all you could have seen, or you must have heard, diabetic is about 40% of the people in the age group of 40 and above in India have type 2 diabetic. This is very common in India. When diabetic is uncontrolled, the blood circulation to the legs become poor. Because of this one, there will be possibility for infection and wound generation. Such a wound cannot be so easily cured. For that, we have employed, this is from my own research, we have employed laser to scan it for some time. This is called low level laser treatment. This has done really remarkable work. You can see the top and bottom. You will see the tissue growth in the bottom. The normal tissue has been restored because of this kind of low level laser therapy, where biostimulation has taken place. This has become another modality for diabetic wound healing, ischemic wound healing. A variety of wound healing could be done by this one. There are many other applications. After touching up all these things, before we wind up this application, this particular lecture, I would like to give you 5 minutes talk on laser safety, because laser is a new tool. Even now it is a new tool in the research laboratory, in the physics laboratory, or in any hospitals, any other part. Among the laser safety, what is important is you don't ever allow the laser beam directly hit your eye. That is most important. Most commonly we use a helium ion laser or diode laser. All these lasers are utterly harmless laser. If by chance, if I happen to see this laser beam directly into my eye, do not worry at all, it will not produce any harm, because even before the light falls on the eye, I will close it. So, do not worry. What is important is, in case you have to work with pulse laser like a neodimag laser, high power pulse laser, directly or after reflection should not enter into your eye. After scattering, no problem. Directly do not ever allow the chance of hitting your eye, then it will be a problem. Same way, the CO2 laser is another big problem, which you cannot see it. It comes as a heat wave. So, when somebody is working with a CO2 laser, extra care should be taken care of, so that he does not shoot the CO2 laser on a paper, on the tissue. So, you will have a fire, it will have a fire hazard. These are the two important things. Still more important is, for those who are going to work as a laser engineer, high voltage is a bigger hazard than the damage done by the laser light by itself, because particularly for nitrogen laser or excimer laser, neodymium mag laser, you are going to work with a voltage of about 2000 to 20,000 volts. Excimer laser works with only 20,000 volts. So, you must have extra care to keep yourself free from any kind of electrical shock, where everywhere all the power connections should have 3 pins, one live, other neutral, the third should be earth. Remember, every instrument in the lab should be properly earthed. That is the first thing. Second, always have shoes on your leg wherever used. Third, this kind of loose shirts will be always a big danger. You can hit somewhere, you can go near high voltage, it will pull you there. So, always have a tight clothes, and wherever possible or most of the time use gloves, because in a laser lab you will have a lot of chemicals also, particularly if you are working with a dye laser, acetone, benzene, all these things are very bad chemicals. They are carcinogenic. So, use gloves wherever possible, and above all you should have common sense to take care of you, your workers and your instrument. That needs enormous common sense. Use that one. Thank you very much.